Mother Teresa's final years were marked by profound challenges. Her health was failing, and her physical suffering became a constant companion. Yet, amidst her struggles, she made a shocking confession to her fellow sisters just 4 years before her death. What was it? Stay with us to uncover the mystery behind one of history's most iconic figures, a revelation that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Mother Teresa. Despite being the founder of the Missionaries of Charity, Mother Teresa lived with a deep fear. She worried that she or one of her sisters or brothers might say or do something that would tarnish the mission of their order. This fear could explain why she was reluctant to share her interior battles with the world, especially the spiritual darkness she experienced in her later years. But even with her efforts to avoid scandal, controversy found her, ironically, after her death. Before continuing with our story, subscribe to the channel so we can reach 1,000 subscribers. With your help we can reach that milestone as quickly as possible. Now let's continue. In 2007, a book titled Come Be My Light was published, featuring Mother Teresa's private correspondence. The letters revealed her inner turmoil and shocked both her admirers and critics. The book unveiled that for the last 50 years of her life, apart from a brief period, she endured a profound sense of God's absence. This spiritual darkness didn't deter her devotion to her mission. Most of the world had no idea she was battling such inner struggles. When the news broke, it left Christians puzzled. What did this prolonged spiritual desolation mean? Had she lost her faith? Was she depressed? And what gave her the strength to continue? Even Mother Teresa's closest companions were bewildered. She had only shared her darkness with a select few, primarily her confessors, through vague and cryptic allusions. For years before her death, she warned her fellow sisters about the devil's constant presence, tempting them to believe that Jesus didn't truly love them. Little did they know, this warning was rooted in her personal experience. After her passing, critics seized the revelations in Come Be My Light. They labeled her a hypocrite, questioning the authenticity of her faith. Christopher Hitchens, one of her most vocal detractors, described her as a confused old woman who had stopped believing in God. He argued that her service to others was merely an attempt to mask her misery. Hitchens even accused the Catholic Church of turning her spiritual darkness into a marketing ploy, twisting despair into a narrative of faith. However, depression and spiritual darkness are not the same. While depression often leads to lethargy, Mother Teresa remained active and driven by her sense of calling. In Christian tradition, dark periods are seen as opportunities for spiritual growth. Many saints have spoken about similar experiences, including Saint John of the Cross, a 16th-century mystic whose writings Mother Teresa knew well. According to Saint John of the Cross, the dark night of the soul is a spiritual trial marked by an overwhelming sense of abandonment by God. This painful process purges the soul, preparing it for a deeper connection with the divine. While doubts may arise, it doesn't signify a loss of faith. In her letters, Mother Teresa expressed the agony of feeling rejected by God. Yet, she remained steadfast in her mission, ministering to the poor and sick as an act of love for Christ, whom she saw in his distressing disguise. Her darkness was not unique. Even Saint Therese of Lisieux experienced a similar sense of abandonment. Mother Teresa's suffering during God's apparent absence mirrored the struggles of those she served. She believed her inner poverty connected her to the suffering of Christ himself. This belief deepened her commitment to her work and shaped her understanding of her calling. In 1962, during her second decade of spiritual desolation, she wrote something that foreshadowed her later reflections. She said, "If I ever become a saint, I will surely be one of darkness. I will continually be absent from heaven to light the way for those in darkness on earth." This statement is extraordinary. It shows that she was willing to sacrifice the joy of heaven to guide those struggling with their own spiritual darkness. She viewed her earthly mission as preparation for an even greater task after death. Prayer was the cornerstone of her strength. On the second anniversary of her passing, Archbishop Giovanni Battista Re spoke about the central role of prayer in her life. Her mother had once told her, "Hold tight to God's hand and never let go." This advice became her guiding principle. At 36, she answered God's call to leave behind the comforts of life and dedicate herself to the poorest of the poor in Kolkata, a city Jawaharlal Nehru described as a nightmare. There, amidst immense suffering, she found her true purpose. Her decision to venture into the slums of Kolkata reflected her unwavering faith and compassion. Even before founding the Missionaries of Charity, she was already known as Mother Teresa of Kolkata. Her love for God drove her to see every human being through his eyes and love them with his heart. She believed that serving the poor was a way of serving Christ himself. One remarkable story illustrates her compassion. She once brought a destitute man into her care and restored his dignity by washing him. When he asked why she was doing this, she simply replied, "For love of God." Her love for God compelled her to care for the poor, and her prayer life was the foundation of this love. She often said, "My secret is very, very simple, I pray." Her prayer life was so intense that those who witnessed it were deeply moved. She taught her spiritual daughters that the fruit of prayer is faith, the fruit of faith is love, and the fruit of love is service to the poor. Her life was a testament to these words. She believed that prayer was the most powerful way to transform society, and she lived this belief every day. Mother Teresa's legacy teaches us that what truly matters is not what we say but what God speaks through us. She emphasized the immeasurable value of love, urging her followers to love to the point of sacrifice. She once said, "The poor do not need our compassion, they need our love." Her life exemplified the words of St. Paul, "If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels but have not love, I gain nothing." Mother Teresa transformed Kolkata's nightmare city into a city of joy through her unwavering determination and boundless love. Her example inspires us to see every human being as a reflection of God's love. In her final years, she may have felt abandoned by God, but her actions showed otherwise. She walked through life with a profound understanding of the gospel, a gospel of love. Her legacy reminds us that there is more joy in giving than in receiving, and her life continues to inspire us to serve others with kindness and compassion. Mother Teresa's courage and dedication illuminate a path for all of humanity. Her story challenges us to hold tight to God's hand, even in the darkest moments, and to let His love guide our journey. Her legacy will forever remind us of the transformative power of love and the profound worth of every human life. Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can reach the 1,000 subscriber mark. With your help we can reach that number as quickly as possible. Thank you for being here, and until next time.